everyone, this is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be looking at and budgeting my pay from my YouTube and Etsy. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube, and I am working on paying off a significant amount of debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking fund. So if that is something that interests you and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. I did receive a little amount from YouTube and a little amount from Etsy, but every dollar counts. So we're gonna see how far we can stretch this little amount. It kind of feels like a puzzle to me, trying to figure out how can I get the most, as they say, bang for your buck. But first we'll look at what the pay was, and then we'll go with the budget. And my goal is definitely to take out a small chunk for savings challenges and take out a small chunk to stuff some envelopes. So that is going to be I think where a majority of this money goes, is to try to save a little. But let's see here. So I do have the stuff written out, but I have been putting my Etsy and YouTube back here. So first we'll start with Etsy. Etsy's definitely little amounts kind of trickle in every week, which I'm incredibly grateful for. So on 2/7, I did get a deposit for $4.35, and then on the 14th, I received a deposit for $1.15. It does look like another little one's coming in, but it hasn't come in yet. So I'm going to just call this for February. And if there's any other last minute February amounts that come in, I'll count it towards my March. Then YouTube. Now, I don't have the YouTube in my bank yet, but I did see that the deposit was made. It's probably going to take a day or two, but today is the wait, what is today? Yeah, today's the 21st, so that was $123.85. So let's total these amounts and see what we have to work with. So we have $123.85 plus $435 plus $115. My total for kind of my side hustles, as you can call it, is $129.35. Oh, it's so close to $30. Now I was thinking I wanted to leave $30 for taxes, and it's at $29.35. So I wouldn't be nice to leave a nice even number for the budget. So I think I'll minus out the $29.35 for taxes, just because that will leave me with a nice even 100, and that's almost 30%. Once we minus out $29.35, we are left with our $100 bill for budgeting. And let me go ahead and add this to. So $221. Our YouTube was $123.85, and our Etsy was, what is that actually? I feel like I should be able to do this math without my calculator. So we have 10, 3, 4, 5, 550. Yeah, 550. And then we are taking out taxes of $29.35. Weird number, but as we already said, it leaves us with a nice 100. Okay, so now we have to figure out what we want to do with that money. So this was kind of reserved for my cash envelopes for my first paycheck and my 15th paycheck, but since I haven't been doing that, I'm kind of being left with these extra pages, so I'll just put it here. And I don't track my expenses, although I did think it might be fun to try tracking my expenses 1 month and really see where my money's going. I might have to consider that. Okay. So we're starting out with $100. I do, like I said, have a list of things that I wanted to accomplish. So taxes was one of them, and I did that. Snowball, so I want to put something towards my Snowball payment. I do want to save money for savings challenges. And as far as savings challenges, I know I owe myself at least $17 from my January exercise challenge. It'd be nice to save a little more above that for other challenges. I did want to stuff my envelopes, and then the other things I thought of is if I wanted to leave some extra cash for myself. And if I do have some things I need to buy for work. I need to buy Play-Doh, and I need to buy dirt and seeds for my therapy garden that I'm working on. I'm trying not to spend the money in my business account, because my business account is also sometimes the money I save for estimated taxes, and I think that's something I need to change, is budgeting for business items separate from I leave out for taxes. So I was wondering, Play-Doh, dirt, and seeds, that might be, I think if I saved $25, that would cover that. Also, I need like colored duct tape to make this motor grid on the floor when I'm working on motor planning. So I just have a lot of stuff I want, and I really want to pay for it cash. I do have my miscellaneous line in the bank still, but I'm also trying not to pull from that. So as you see, I'm like, okay, this goes back to how far can you stretch out $100? But let's start with the Snowball, because I'd say the Snowball payment for my credit card is the most important. And I would like to do more, but I think for the sake of just the amount I have, I'm gonna take out 20. So that brings me down to 80. And then I'm gonna write everything out real quick. All right, so I'm gonna add working cash as one line, because if there is anything left over, I can just kind of look at what I have and see if I could at least buy one of my things for work and then save some cash. Savings challenges, I'm going back and forth between 25 and 30. I think I'll do 25 for savings challenges. That will bring me down to $55. I really want to stuff envelopes, so now we're down to 55. My cash envelopes have just been so put on the back burner because of debt, which is totally fine, but it would be nice to save some of this. So I'm thinking $30 for cash envelopes, which leaves me down to 25. So I'll take the 25 and that will go in my wallet. I could probably buy a couple of the things I mentioned and then just have some cash. So once I do that, that actually brings me down to 0. All right, so now that we got that done, how are we going to divide the envelope money, which is going to be 30 bucks? Let me write out my envelopes real quick and I will be right back. I am back. I have 9 cash envelopes. What I decided to do is, since this savings envelope I was originally holding for my savings challenges, but then I ended up making their own little envelopes. I'm not gonna put the money in the savings challenge anymore, but I am gonna save, and then this money can be added to my emergency fund or just as an extra savings in case I ever need it. So that envelope has kind of changed its purpose a little. That's why there is no 10th envelope for emergency fund. I guess I need to prioritize my priorities. Let me just say, so we're starting with 30. I would like to add 5 for bills, because bills are pretty important. So that brings us down to 25. Let's do 4 for medical, which brings me down to 21. And for savings, we're just gonna do 2, nothing too fancy. Shopping, I'm just gonna put 1 in there just to add something to it. I do need to save for clothes as I have been losing weight and I'm really running out of clothes. A lot of my clothes are just getting too big at this point. So I'm gonna give $1 to giving. I'd like to start saving for giving again. That's been a while. My little Riley, I'm gonna give her 3. So that brings me down to 14. I'm gonna go ahead and give my car 4, which is 10. I'm gonna give my family envelope 7 because I'm really trying to save money for my mom. So that brings me down to 3. And so Secret Stash will get 3. And that brings me down to 0. This is how you take a really small amount of money and you divide it up to meet some of your needs. So I'm kind of like, okay right now. In the past, if I would have had like an extra pay like this, like an extra $130 showed up in my account, honestly, I probably would have spent it without thinking. Right now, I'm like having this moment of, wow, this is such a change for me. And it's a positive change, and it's making me realize that even though now I'm still in like a significant debt, just the fact that I've made these changes are going to fully pay off dividends the more life, the more time passes. But to just take this money and take 100, because I saved some for taxes, to break it down to where I get most of my needs met, my Snowball, my savings, my cash envelopes, money for work, money for bills, money for family, like all of this is pretty cool. So we have budgeted our YouTube and Etsy payment down to $0, and I am going, I guess we do have to do denominations this time because I have smaller amounts. Perfect. Here's a little scrap paper. So I'm going to fill this out real quick and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. And I'm laughing at myself because I was like, all right, why does it always elude me that I need to make my denomination page, my reusable one? I filled it out and then I kind of forgot the $1 spot was here. So my Secret Stash kind of fell into it, but whatever, it's okay. I need to add first. So the total cash I need to take out is the savings challenge plus the envelopes, the 30 plus 25. So this should add up to $55. Savings challenges is going to be 25, and I would like to have smaller bills because it's going to be little amounts that I'm stuffing. So I'm gonna do a 10 for sure, a 5, that's 15. And I'm torn between doing another 5 or just a bunch of 1s. I think I'll do a bunch of 1s because I know I have to split it. So 15 and then 25, right? So 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, that's good. So bills is a 5, medical is 4, savings is 2, shopping is 1, giving is 1, Riley is 3, car is 4. So this is going to be heavy on the 1s. But I have to say it feels so good to be doing this again after months and months of not being able to do this at all. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting back in the groove. It feels good. Family is 7, so I'll do a 5, 6, 7, and secret stash is 3. So I'm going to need 1 10, 3 5s, and then, oh, here we go with the 1. So we have 10, 14, 16, 17, 18, 21, 25, 27. Does that equal out to an even 30? Okay, so let's add this up and see if it's, we have 1 10, that's 10. We have 3 5s, so that is 10 plus 15. That's 25 plus 31s is 55. Awesome. All right. So we are good to go. I am going to have to make my little bank slip. So we need 31s, 3 5s, and 1 10. So not bad, I guess. I took more than half of my leftover money for YouTube, and it's actually going to savings challenges and envelopes. So that shows me, though, actually almost half of this money is being reused for really me in a sense, and trying to like basically kind of taking care of myself, I guess, and giving myself a buffer. Now we got 20 towards that Snowball. That'll feel good to make my 3rd payment on that credit card this month. Although I have to say I'm not seeing the difference on that credit card. I haven't used that credit card for months, but it feels like the payments I'm making haven't done much of a damage yet, which kind of confuses me. I mean, maybe it's just the fact that the interest is so high. I don't know. So I'm hoping that that'll change, but at least that's another 20. You're gonna laugh, but I just realized that I totally forgot about the $25 in cash for work. Because that's actually just coming out cash. But that's an easy fix, kind of. So that's gonna bring me up to actually $80. I wasn't thinking that really the only thing here is going to be the 20 and everything is cash. So just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to... Cash is 25. Let's just do a 20 and a 5. So that means I need 4 5s and 1, no, not 2, Aileen, 1. Okay, I'm definitely going to rewrite this before I give it to the bank, but let's just make sure. So we have 31s plus 20 and 5s plus a 10 plus a 20 equals 80. Okay. Oh man, I always like have these moments where I'm like, I went through this whole video and didn't make any mistakes, and then I always catch something. We're good. It was, I mean, a little sloppy, but we did it. We will be taking out 80 in cash. 20 is staying for the Snowball, just under 30 staying for taxes, and that is YouTube and Etsy, you guys. All right, next video, we will stuff my savings challenges and my cash envelopes, so that'll be Sunday's video. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a good week, having a good Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.